YouTube, what is up? Here for another video of the Fantasy Football Perspective. Today we're digging into two running backs that are off my board and a third running back that was off my board but has slowly crept his way back on my board, and honestly, he might have turned into a target, and I'll explain why. Welcome to my channel. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Kick back and relax. Hit that intro. Let's get this show on the road. The first running back that is off of my board, and I mean so off, I want no shares. That is DeAndre Swift of the Detroit Lions. Let me explain something real quick. I'm talking about for redraft leagues in 2021-2022 season. Obviously, in Dynasty, he is probably the ultimate buy low candidate. It's hard for me to predict their QB situation in the future for Dynasty purposes, but I'm talking about for the next season. And let me explain why. Number one is his average draft position of 30th overall pick. So late third, early third, that's where he's going to go. I just feel like there's safer options. I told you guys my draft strategy in a couple videos ago, and it kind of goes two running backs, and I'm trying to get that stud receiver. So he doesn't really fit my mold of my build anyway. But I just think there's safer options in that area. First off, the Detroit Lions just signed Jamal Williams to a 2-year, $6 million deal. They don't pay running backs that kind of money to come and sit behind another person. There is going to be some sort of split, whether that's Jamal Williams is going to get all the goal line carries. Jamal Williams is going to get some passing down, early down role. I don't know, but he is going to have a role in the offense, and that is going to take a toll on DeAndre Swift's workload. Although the Detroit Lions do have a top 10 offensive line, according to PFF's offensive line rankings that came out maybe about a month ago, they're going to be an overall horribly efficient offense. They downgraded a QB. Jared Goff comes in. Jared Goff's player profile comparison is check down Teddy Bridgewater. Jared Goff is 32nd out of QBs in deep throw percentage and efficiency. So if you don't have any worry as a defense that the QB is going to throw deep on you, they're going to stack the box. They're going to take away DeAndre Swift. They're going to double team Hawkinson. They're going to make those young new receivers, they probably have the worst receiving core in the NFL, out of the game and make those young receivers beat them. Jared Goff and the young receivers beating me, I'm going to take those chances all day. So DeAndre Swift's off my board. Although he did have a good end to the season last year, I think there's safer picks in that zone. If he fell to me in the end of the fourth or in the fifth, I guess I would think about it. But in the third round pick, I think there are safer options. The second running back that is off my board is Miles Sanders. Currently going 33rd in average draft position. Same thing with DeAndre Swift. They brought in another running back, Kerryon Johnson, and they just don't sit. They just don't bring in these running backs to sit. Jordan Howard somehow still on the team. No idea why. Boston Scott's still there. Miles Sanders was getting a lot of touches towards the end of the year, and he wasn't very efficient with them. And let me bring this up real quick. So we bring up DeAndre Swift's numbers last year. You see 29 points when Hurts came in, 10 points when Hurts came in, 18 points come in. We go down to his overall numbers. He did average 5.29 carries, but I don't know if you guys remember, he had a bunch of just random long runs. It would be 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards. Then next thing you know, he's running 80 yards. Didn't make any sense. His snap percentage has always been good towards the end. but he wasn't very efficient with them. These numbers are very skewed. I think Jalen Hurts' running style, running efficiency is going to take a little bit away from Miles Sanders as well. And don't even make me bring up how many passes he dropped last year. He was on my fantasy team. I would watch the Eagles games when they were in the red zone. Miles Sanders would have a walk-in touchdown on a screen pass and it would go through his hands. So he got benched for that a couple times. And the news out of camp has not been anything worth of note. And I mean, it has been bad. When you get these news out of training camp, usually they're stuff like, for instance, Joe Burrow's arms looking the strongest it ever been. Okay, that's news you can kind of put in the file of just news that don't matter. When you're getting negative news out of training camp, that's when it becomes a concern. So let's look back and we'll show you guys this again, the news coming out of training camp. So bring up Miles Sanders again. There's already coming out that Miles Sanders may not work on every down in 2021. I know the news article before that was also talking about how his spot is up in the air as far as how much he's going to have in offense and that he's not a third every down back. So you start getting this news, that's when you need to start paying attention. All right, and last but not least, a running back that's actually went from do not draft to on my board, and that is no other than David Montgomery. If you look at the splits of when Tariq Cohen was in the lineup compared to when he went down, the number of snap percentage David Montgomery is on the field, just the overall volume of touches and catches skyrocketed. I think his numbers last year were a little bit skewed, but even disregarding that, because he played, I think it was like the 6 of the worst 10 defenses in a row the last 8 weeks. The numbers were great. You can get him in at the 37th pick in your draft. Are you kidding me? A 4th rounder that's going to get this type of volume. And I don't know if you guys heard, the reason that I switched is because Tariq Cohen's knee is not doing too well. I know I told you guys in the first video I'm an athletic trainer, and I've had the luxury of working with around probably 50 to 100 ACLs in my career, rehabbing them back. And if there's stiffness in that knee, and we're almost a year out, something's not going right. Whether with the rehab, with the surgery, something's just not right. It shouldn't be stiff at this point. It should be getting better. And these negative news coming out of camp, another negative news report coming out of camp, that matters, really makes me think that he's not 100%. And it wouldn't even surprise me if he started on the PUP list. So I think it's going to be the David Montgomery show starting off, and you can get that workhorse running back in the 4th round. Sign me up all day, baby. Thanks for tuning in. This video is going out on Friday. I'm going to have another video coming out either Sunday or Monday. I'm actually at the lake on vacation right now, so I filmed this on Thursday. But I appreciate y'all. Hey, if you have any trades that you want me to examine or anything like that, drop a comment below. I'd be happy to address them. My next video coming out on Mondays, going to discuss 3 or 4 trades that I previously made in my Dynasty League and kind of express what my mind and thought process was when making these trades. Have a nice day, y'all. Have a good weekend. Peace.